rice and stew is far away from me. I hate that food there.
No.
Anybody that likes rice and stew needs to be jailed.
Stop it.
In a room with no windows and no access to basic amenity.
Hello everyone. That was a small excerpt from my rich conversation with Nengi, a lady of many talents. In addition to her unique insight into health and inequality, Nengi is also a food enthusiast with a passion for food that is unmatched. On today's podcast, we discuss the state of healthcare in Nigeria, my love for fish and chips, and why rice and beans in combination is the worst food on the planet. Stay tuned. My name is Kay, and this is the K Touch.
Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Kay, the K Touch, and before me today is wonderful Nengi. Now, I'm not going to say anything about why she's wonderful or amazing. In this conversation, you're going to find out exactly what's going on. Nengi, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you.
Oh, you don't understand how excited I was just to get a yes from you to come on my show. So please, having you here is already amazing in itself. I'm going to crack on. Please, the rules remain simple. We're going to be making art. I've got my sheet of paper here. I can't wait to see what Nenga is going to draw today. Okay, so let's start off with the question. I'll start off with your social media. I saw something really interesting on it. It says that food is your love language. How that one start? Where is that from? I'm confused.
Always. If you ever known anything about me, you know I've always been a food person.
Oh, you
always like food is this other thing like that comes naturally to not the only thing that comes naturally to me if I would use the only.
Okay.
Yeah. I've always been the person that likes. I'm surprised you don't know that.
I don't know. I don't remember. I can't remember.
Anybody that knows me knows that Nengi and food are two very synonymous things.
Okay, that's interesting because most of the viewers don't know. Nengi and I go way back. We're talking university days. Yeah, Nengi and I schooled in the same department, went to the same school. In a different capacity, of course.
I wanted to say I will not necessarily put it like that.
That's all I know. As far as I'm concerned, any other thing is subject to those who know. They say who knows. If you know, you know. Okay. But here's something else on your Facebook page that I'm quite interested in. It says that my mind is my business alone. And I wanted to understand the idea behind that. Yes. My mind, my business.
If you're trying to mind my business, who will mind yours now?
Essentially. Oh, that's a very interesting one. But yeah, your Facebook page is filled with a lot of interesting things. And I hope you don't mind me sharing a few pictures. But I found out you seem to be someone who is interested in lifestyle, beauty, fashion, from what I've gathered. Am I right or wrong to say that?
I've never really thought about myself like somebody that is interested in lifestyle, but I used to be a makeup artist actually for a couple of years.
Have you retired?
Oh yes, I have. I've chosen an entirely different career path.
Do you want to share? I'm interested though. Okay, wait, you tell me about that's the next thing you're going to tell me, your career path. But tell me about the makeup thing and where you stopped and why. If you want.
So I came out of uni not knowing what I wanted to do with myself, not knowing the direction I wanted my life to go. So makeup is something that I got to love in my last year of university. And I started spending all my money like buying makeup, practicing makeup for my friends. And I also noticed that two things that helped me at the time to bond with people has always been food, and then makeup was another thing. If I walked into a room full of women, that was a very big conversation starter. I'll be the one talking about makeup, maybe giving them makeup advice, drawing their brows, doing one or two touches to their makeup. So it just felt natural to try to do something with it.
Yeah.
So I moved to Lagos specifically to be a makeup artist. And it was interesting times.
Okay.
I did makeup for a little bit, and I went far enough. I worked with like a lot of good names. But when COVID hit, I just knew. So, but the problem with it was I always thought about what next, because there were other things I was trying to do, right, that were not really clicking at the time.
Okay.
So makeup was something I was using at the time too, but I knew that was not going to be my career path for a very long time. So there was always that, what will I do permanently? Like, I need to be able to project the next 5 years, if you know what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
I need to be able to look at myself and know that this is what I want to be doing for the next 5 years, and that wasn't. So that was how, when COVID hit. Before COVID hit, the year, that December 2019,
yeah.
I just knew that I didn't want to be a professional makeup artist until the next. So I just told myself, you're going to take a break.
Wow.
And then COVID. And then I went on to do 2 different other things before I got into what I'm doing now.
Okay, cool down. We're going to get into that one first. We'll get into that, because that's actually what's interesting me. Okay, I'm going to say it. Nengi and our engagement has been in the past one of teacher-student, kind of a teacher-student situation. And that's why I'm a bit curious how things are going. But I will go into where you are right now. But I've always noticed you to be a friendly person. You've always had a smile on your face, always willing to engage with people. I actually remember only one situation back in uni with you crying, and I can't even remember why that happened, but I just knew that this was out of sorts with Nengi.
It's obvious that you don't really know, because I cry a lot. Everybody knows.
I cry
3 times.
Okay, let's not enter into crying until you want to share. But you said a few things by just introducing yourself there, so I want to pick out a few things. So when you say COVID, you mentioned it a couple of times, and I wasn't going to ask this as part of my conversation, but can you at least mention a few ways in which COVID might have impacted you or people you love, if you wanted to share? And I asked that especially because you and I have a microbiology background. And I wanted to say if there was anything unique about the story with COVID for yourself. I'll go first. For instance, COVID put me in a situation where I was, for a long period of time, stuck in a house and not going out. There was complete isolation, and I never understood what that meant. There were days when I would go out on the road and the road would be so empty, and I'm driving on an empty road. But yeah, that was me personally, and I know of loved ones that I couldn't see, even though they wanted to see me, because there was just isolation. Yeah.
It was, first of all, COVID was isolation, yes, but it was also an opportunity to spend time with family, because I wasn't isolated alone. I was living with, like, it was my brothers, my sisters, we were staying together. And also the year of COVID is when I started a company. Because, like I said, food, and I liked juices like yogurt, granola, parfaits, sandwiches, everything. So in the June of 2020 was when I decided, you know what, why don't you start? So within 2 months, I put together, launched it, did everything. Like, COVID actually opened my eyes to a lot of possibilities of what I could do. I always knew that I was a very skilled person. I know how to do things with my hands, but with makeup, and I know that if I learn something, I learn it very well. But COVID made me realize that this girl is a very talented somebody. Like, so I came up with the recipes myself, put together everything from printing, from packaging to, like, it was things that I didn't think I could do, but COVID made me start. Like, it gave me that pause to actually go back and reflect and think of what you can do. So that's
personally, and this is interesting because back then when I knew you, I didn't identify any of these things. Maybe the scales had not fallen from my eyes. All I could see was
they're falling from my eyes.
No, honestly, it's good to see, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to get you here, because honestly, it seems like you've got a lot of other things going on. Is there anything particularly you want to share that you've got going on at the moment with you?
Oh, I'm actually finishing. I'm actually completing my third year, like my third and final year as a nurse.
Wow.
So I'm finishing my nursing degree actually.
Congratulations! Wow, amazing. Okay. Let's. I hope you are drawing with all these questions you're answering now. I hope you started. You're supposed to start your drawing. You
didn't tell me now.
Okay. Here's another one. Would you consider yourself a gym bro?
I was.
Oh,
I used to be
Okay. So I can imagine going to the same gym with you, for instance, and you setting up a tripod, and then looking at me bad eye if I were to come and interrupt the flow of the video.
No, I don't. I wasn't like. I've never really been somebody that likes to put my life on social media.
Okay.
I'm very, very like protective of what I put out. So if you catch me in the gym, I probably will not have a tripod.
Okay.
Yeah. So if I thought I was to make a video in the gym, I'll make that video and post it on my maybe WhatsApp story.
Yeah.
Where I've blocked a couple of people.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So what were you really focused on during your workouts? Like, I know a lot of people, I'm not a gym bro, but I regularly talk with people who are into fitness and all of that, and they would say, okay, for instance, with the men, they are working on their quads, they are working on their biceps, they are working on their chest, their posture. What was it for with you? Was it just an all-round thing, or did you have a specific reason for joining the gym?
I absolutely hate cardio. Let me put it out there. Cardio is the bane of my existence. I hate cardio, but I love strength training. I actually really like lifting. I like lifting. So that's what I was focused on. I was focused on like my glutes and then like strength training. I just wanted to be stronger and be more toned and more framed, which I got. I just need to be able to go back to the gym again because I loved it.
Interestingly, another thing that happened during COVID was I got into, that was before COVID, I got into a lot of running and stuff. And I used to, I did the couch to 5K and all of that. And one day I even surprised myself, I did a 10K. But the reason I stopped running was one day I was doing a 10K. And halfway, I think midpoint of between, I think I was about 7K. I had to ask myself a question: why am I doing this exactly? What? Because it had hit. I'd already enjoyed. I'd hit the point where it was such the burst of endorphins and all of that, and I was feeling really good about myself. But I said, well, wait. There's running. There's running. There's 10K, and I couldn't really understand what I was doing with a 10K, so I had to ask myself that question, and it was when I couldn't find an answer, I stopped running.
Why is it running? I feel like, anyway, there are different reasons why people do things. So.
Oh yes, no, for me it was I think it was lung capacity. I wanted to increase my lung capacity and strengthen that, and doing cardio and just jogging generally helps with those kinds of things. So that was it. Okay, let me skip to something else. Here's a more serious question from nowhere, because this is just random questions I'm throwing at you. What do you think one of Nigeria's major problems is? And if you had the opportunity, how would you fix it? Because you know one thing about Nigerians, you would ask. If you were to ask Nigerians a problem, they will give you a problem. And they will tell you what the issue behind the problem. This is the problem. This is the person causing the problem. Okay, how would you go about fixing it? And you are free. If you had all the resources, what would you do?
I would say one of our major problems is not. I wanted to say legislation, but it's not just legislation. It's getting it to work in the first place, enforcing things. Because I feel like we have a lot of laws. I always say, like, that it's when Nigeria wants to do, like, when they want to deal with you, that's when you know that Nigeria is actually working. That's when we think there are no laws. We think that they haven't put certain things in place until they decide to pull out that where they've written it and they dust it, and that's when you know. So I feel like if certain systems were working, systems that held people accountable for certain things, I think that Nigeria will work. Because it's easy for us to say that, oh, this is not working, that's not working, our leaders are this. I always say to people, the average person abroad is not better than a Nigerian or a Nigerian leader. It's just that these systems have been put in place. You know that if they do A, this is what they're going to get out of it. If they do B, and the systems to enforce it have been placed. It's like here, nobody tells you not to drive like a crazy person.
Yeah.
You know that if you violate any road law, nobody has to chase you. You will just sit in your mailbox, and in the points they are going to take out of your license or at your whatever implication. So I think that's one of the major things. If we had systems in place to checkmate certain things, because even if we cry about our leaders today, they put an average Nigerian in that same position, we are going to get exactly
the same kind of results. So
that's what I feel that's one of the major problems we have.
But would you have somewhere in particular that you would like to focus on if there was anything? Healthcare. Okay.
It's unfair. That's one of the reasons why I think it's really unfair that we don't have access to the basic things like good healthcare.
Okay.
We don't have access to, like, there are things that is basic human rights. That we don't even have. There's no, like, when I say equality and diversity, it's beyond like male and female. A person that is on a wheelchair, nothing is even built in a way that they can access, just accessing major roads. When I was in Nigeria, I was terrified of crossing.
How dare you be terrified when you can't across the road?
Everybody knew me. I couldn't cross. I would stand on the other side for good 30 minutes to see if all the cars will stop. And it's just a little button that you can press for the car. So these are the little things. Healthcare. I don't believe we are still talking about roads. We are still talking about but I think healthcare is a major one. I was watching a video today about somebody that cannot even access their insulin. The daughter has type 1 diabetes, and it used to be 3,000 for a pen of insulin, and now it's 27,000 or approaching 30k.
Wow.
And this person can't even access it. Meanwhile, in a system that works, there are certain things that at least should be subsidized, or insurance can cover if that system is set up. So I think healthcare is one that I would.
Okay, hopefully you get to be in that position. All right, now here's a question.
I don't want.
Here's another. Oh, you don't want to be in a position?
No, I said I want to do something. That's an area I want to.
Oh, nice. Remember me when you reach. Okay. Let me ask you a few things. Do you speak your language?
Yeah. I wonder what you think my language is. Let's start from there.
That's a good one. Good. Well, first of all, I'll try and guess, but please remember, I am the interviewer, you are the interviewee. I'm not switching this thing around. Let me just state it now. A few people have done it on my podcast where they've turned it around, and I'm beginning to ask myself, who invited you? Who is asking the question? But it's a good question you've asked. I'm going to have a guess. I think that you are definitely from Rivers State. Okay.
Am I?
You are.
Is that what I told you?
You are definitely Rivers.
Or is that what is on my face?
No, it's not what
Am I really?
I think you're Rivers State. And so I'm not really familiar with the languages and I could get it so wrong. So let me not offend all my River State people friends who are watching this thing right now. Nengi, what language do you speak?
I speak Igbo.
It's a lie. You're a big.
It's true. I actually speak Igbo. That's the language I speak. I speak Igbo.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm about to take your word for it too.
Yes,
Okay.
that's me now.
All right. So say in Igbo, this is an interrogation.
You know that I'm speaking Igbo for you. How do you say interrogation? In Ajuma Juju. Okay, with interrogation.
I do not know, but this is not my question to answer. You can't turn it around. It reminds me of the person.
Interrogation.
I don't know because the person I asked last week, I told her to say in broken English, this interview is weird. She got weird. She got this. But when it came to the word interview, some words are missing.
Igbo will say interrogation, but Adi will say the rest of it now.
Okay. I will let you go on that one. Okay, another question. Who knows you best?
It depends.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this question, but let me see if I'm surprised.
Friends, family, man.
Who would you? I don't. Now you know where you go. Hello. You know. My question is more: if I were to single out any one person on this planet and say, if you want to know Nengi, speak with boom, who is that person?
I would say my siblings, not one person.
Which of them?
I would say my siblings. I'm from a very close-knit family, so I would say my siblings.
Okay.
And then whoever I'm with. But then the people know different sides of you, right? They know.
That's true.
People that knew you, like some people that knew me in Uniport to say they know me.
Yeah.
But today, do they really?
That's really cool actually. Because I have this, I've been thinking of late about this thing where we all have different faces depending who it is that we are speaking with and interacting with. And it's really rare for people to see the true sides of us. And even then, when you say people are under pressure, that's when you know them. I don't really think that's the true them. I think it's
I don't agree as well.
Pressure. So yeah, I agree with you. Who knows you?
I don't agree with you know the real her when she's under pressure. Why can't the real me be the one that was not under pressure and this under pressure person
is the false you actually?
Exactly. So I don't.
Yeah, that's true. I agree. But speaking of Uniport, do you miss anything about university back then?
No, absolutely not.
Stop it now. We can't be that bad.
Absolutely not. I don't know how I survived in that uni.
I would have even thought that me personally will find a way into the conversation, but you didn't even. Oh no! There are people are no. You have no. It has gone.
That's what I miss about you.
Na lie. I gave you one chance. You missed it. You entered a different course. There were a few people I thought you would mention. There are a personal friend of mine. I thought you would mention him. I thought you would mention a few other people, but you didn't. You've entered another bus, Nengi. Go. Travel. Still on Uniport. I'm going to test your knowledge of microbiology because that's your foundation. It's a simple question, no? So if you like, laugh. If you like,
me, being a microbiologist. You see across the road. That's where I am.
This is the one I know. Everybody started with this one. So it's just for people out there who might not know what this means in microbiology. But I'll test your knowledge. What does it mean when we say microorganisms are ubiquitous?
Oh, okay now. Now.
Yeah, you know that. But actually, I don't know. Yes. Yeah. So what? I'm sorry, I didn't get that.
They are everywhere.
Yep, they are everywhere. Name one microorganism one that no matter what, they will get you up. You will say this one microorganism.
Staphylococcus, E. coli.
Wait, let's stick with one.
Clostridium. Especially CD, because I see CD in your house. CD, MRSA.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Just eat it every day. So.
Yep. It's really interesting because when I was learning about MRSAs, for those who don't know, it's methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus, and which is a very hard organism to get rid of, and it's it's the cause of a lot of infections that are hospital related. But it's interesting how I'd learned a lot of it in microbiology, but I never really saw its application until I started getting associated with research and healthcare. So
you do clinical research?
Yeah, well, I do a lot. I used to do a lot of different kinds of research, but that's a different story for another day. When you choose to get back on your content creation, have me on your social media, and I'll tell you a bit about that. Okay, so let me ask you another question. Fried rice, jollof rice, or rice and stew?
Rice and stew is far away from me. I hate that food there.
No.
Anybody that likes rice and stew needs to be jailed.
Stop it.
In a room with no windows and no access to basic amenities.
You see? But interestingly, in the three, okay, you pick your best in the three. Let's just say now you had it.
To be honest, before I started cooking one very bad jollof rice,
Stop it.
I would have said fried rice, but my jollof game now,
it's on a different level.
It is. My jollof game is the jollof game of all jollof games, so I'll say jollof.
Okay. I actually agree with you on jollof being better than fried rice. I'm not sure between jollof and rice and stew yet, because rice and stew, it all depends on the level that you are doing it. I mean, most Nigerians think rice and stew with either beef or chicken, but when you start going into meatballs and all of that, there's a way you can totally revolutionize the rice and stew.
Excuse me, sir?
You don't know what to do.
About pasta?
No, you.
The
natural thing is to have pasta and meatballs, but the truth is, what stops you from having meatballs with rice?
Oh no, this is quite disappointing. Return your Nigerian passport. I'm disappointed that you.
I'm telling you, there are things you even ask for in my Nigerian. Okay, let me give you an example now. Do you think you're quite Okay, let me just ask this. Apart from the cuisine you're used to, or the one you grew up with, is there any international cuisine now that you are more, what's the word to describe it, that you have finally fallen in love with, or that you would prefer any day or time? Now I'm talking in the UK, anything particularly?
I think the another country I need to go to fall in love with cuisine. So
yeah. Viewers, Nengi is still adjusting to the British cuisine. That's what she's saying. Nengi is still adjusting. That's all.
Indian and Thai and Chinese, that one is generally acceptable.
Oh wow, my wife loves Chinese actually.
Yeah, if you eat Chinese, you can never go wrong with Chinese.
Okay, she loves Asian cuisine.
When in doubt, stick to Asian cuisine. When you want to go out of it, try India.
Wow. No, you're on your own. Let me tell you something. Just hold on. Let me tell you something. Now, there is nothing, when it comes to British cuisine now, nothing can separate me from chips, cod, and mushy peas.
That means cod. Your taste buds they need some,
especially when it's with tartar sauce. I'm telling you, I've been totally, my life has been transformed. I went from this to this. There was a time when I was
transformed by fish and chips.
Yeah.
The most bland and tasteless of
Nengi. I'm telling you, you don't know what. Once you put in black pepper and tartar sauce,
I remember going to a restaurant with my friend. We ordered steak and cheese.
Yeah,
I was eating love life. How is the food?
Nengi, you are still adjusting. I'll give you a couple of years. Don't worry. You're adjusting, Nengi.
My third year. And I've gone to the place where they say this was rated the best fish and chips in the history.
Oh.
It's everything with this. And where I am is actually Britain's Ocean City.
Oh wow, okay.
If there's anywhere that should do fish and chips right,
it should be here. Okay, it should be there. All right, that's fine. I'll take your own experience.
Food is right up my alley. Don't go there.
Okay, all right.
Don't even go there.
No, but I'm just being honest with you with regards to fish and chips. It's my best thing now.
God. Oh no, okay. You have disappointed me. You have.
Okay, still on food. What Nigerian food do you like the least?
The least.
The least, yes.
I wouldn't say. I'll say some things are overrated. When people shout about egusi soup, I don't understand it.
Oh.
Because there's soup. Because anyway, I grew up in Ofoegbu. So I learned like how to make, and I tried different things, a wide range of soups. And I feel like people that shout about the ultimate goodness of egusi soup have not tried a lot of things.
Okay.
So I don't think it used to be something I liked, but I think there's more to food. And then there's nothing else. Oh, I hate rice and beans.
Nengi, why now?
I actually really.
Now you've seen. No. I beg.
That's an atrocious dish. The rice and beans they cook, not white with stew.
Yeah.
The rice and beans they cook in jollof form or palm oil rice form.
Yeah.
Whoever covered that meal did it on a
so nice. Rice and beans is so nice.
I discovered that rice and beans did it on a day when they were not very happy. A very sad day.
Well, viewers, you heard it here. She's the first Nigerian I know of that doesn't like rice and beans. I don't know why, but let's not judge Nengi. Let's not judge her. Here's another one. Okay. Catfish or lobster, since we're on food?
Catfish is the ultimate now.
Yeah, that's just like my missus. She loves
catfish.
Catfish.
There's nothing in this world that compares to catfish. Not even your croaker that tastes like trial and tribulation.
Stop it. Croaker is what I look forward to every summer. You could ask my friends over here.
Croaker.
We do this where we have a summer barbecue. Everybody else will be having their different thing, tilapia, roasted corn and blah blah blah. I especially always ask for croaker every summer barbecue.
Anybody that likes tilapia, first of all,
does
not like good things.
The social part.
That person is not a happy person. Then anybody that looks forward to croaker every summer does not surprise me because they like cod fish and chips. So
oh my goodness. Oh, Nengi, you're on your own. That is better thing as far as I'm concerned. And who no like better thing?
No. I don't see and say no. Cod fish chips with other sauce.
Before. What do you know about this? Don't worry, we'll talk again very soon. And I'll ask you that same question. Let me ask you this other thing now. If you could travel back in time, where would you go? And it would be in your lifetime. If you could travel back to a moment in your lifetime, maybe to change something or to just witness it again, what would it be? What time would you travel to?
I would have gone back to before I decided to go to uni. And I would have gotten my
one. Oh, that's a very good one. Before you went to uni.
And I would have opted to do nursing.
But then I wouldn't have met you. What kind of sad story would that have been?
Instead of doing it in my ancient years.
You're not ancient. Come on, stop cracking jokes. I just told you about my age, and you're shocked. You are not.
Another thing is, I would have gone back to a time when I would have been a lot more assertive and a lot more confident.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
That one is something I think about all the time.
Okay, wait. That's it. That's gold. We'll come to that one very soon. But first of all, this back to uni days. I think I would have done the same. Now, there are many moments in my life that I would love to relive. Although I don't have regrets, I'm not a fan of regrets, but if there was something I would slightly change, I would change my first interaction with you and your colleagues. And I'll tell you why. I think a few years ago, I wasn't too balanced with regards to life experience. I was so much into academia, research, science that I couldn't really see progress or potential in anything else. Hence, if someone came to me and
I agree.
As well. I want you to hold that thought too, because you are definitely going to comment on that. I couldn't see progress in anything else, and I think that was, to me, really sad, because there are people who obviously have a lot of potential and have made a lot of progress and made something of themselves without necessarily having the best kind of degree. And if I had the opportunity to relive that moment, I would, while still encouraging people to give their best to the academics and all of that, and obviously being the best that they can be, I wouldn't neglect or ignore their potential in anything else. I'd be open to conversations that didn't necessarily surround academia and making the best in your degree. So, any comments from you? I interrupted you said you agree.
No, that's the same thing. But I think, to be honest, I would say cut yourself some slack, because life, I think, it's based on our level of understanding of certain things and our level of exposure as well.
True.
Because don't forget that we grew up in an environment where they placed academic performance as a yardstick for measuring
success,
like a young person's level of success.
Yep.
So here, like, sometimes when I tell people, I have a first degree in microbiology, they're like, oh, look at you, clever girl, well done you. I'm like, how far you? Everybody has degree now. Like, where I'm coming from, you know. But that's because here there's so much that you can do that it's not necessarily tied to going to uni. So I think you should cut yourself some slack.
Yeah.
It's based on where we are coming from, and which is also a good thing in a way.
Okay.
It can be good and bad as well. So.
Okay, I'll cut myself some slack. Thanks for that. I'll cut myself some slack. But you were saying also about assertiveness and a period when you weren't as assertive as that. What's that about?
I remember when I was in uni, our other friend, that's the friend that was your friend.
Let's keep his name out of this conversation, unless he wants to be named.
Said to me that, you know, I thought, Nengi, you are a very beautiful girl, but you're not confident. I always look. He said he noticed I was always looking down.
Yeah.
When I'm walking. Like,
that's true, Nengi. That used to be a thing.
So, because of that, I started being conscious about looking straight. Now, maybe I started looking too straight.
No, you are doing it too much now.
Beside me. Anyways, so I didn't realize like how certain things, you know, sometimes a function of like your environment, how you grow up. You know, when we teach our kids, like back home, you're not supposed to speak up when an elder is talking.
Yep.
So invariably, you're passing the message across that you're not. When you're too accepting and you're too, confident, even till now, you still face that challenge.
Yep.
They start to label you as talkative. You're rude.
Yep.
So you don't know how much you then develop unknowingly this thing where you don't speak up and you're entering into your shell.
Yeah.
Or when you then speak up too much, do you get what I mean? You don't find that balance. But now, looking back, I would have been more, number one, understanding of the fact that my academic performance, I would say my academic performance when I was in Unicode came from a lack of self-confidence. Came from not believing I could do certain things when I definitely could do them if I put in the work. Do you get what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, so now maybe because of all the things I've done now and all the phases I've gone through, I just know that I still got it.
Yeah.
That then makes me able to take on you. Remember when you invited me for this thing? What did I say to you? I said that I'm saying yes because I made a decision like a couple of years ago that I'm not going to run away from things that scare me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have you watched the movie Yes Man?
Yes, man. Oh yes. Not that. Not that kind of. But I'm like, even up until yesterday, I was just like, do I tell that I swallowed toothpick? And I mean, sorry, I mistakenly swallowed toothpick.
Oh my goodness. And I wouldn't have minded. I would have been very disappointed because I was really looking forward to the conversation. Curiously, I wanted to say to myself, oh, how has Nengi changed? And just look at the changes that have happened. But it was just my way of also reconnecting in a different platform. So I had to really look forward to it. So if you had told me no at the end of it, I would have gone somewhere to cry. But it's good it's good that you showed up. But it's really interesting how things change and people change and grow. So honestly, Nengi, all I can say is great stuff, really. I have no issues at all with that. Okay, this is another question. What is the best quality of your best friend?
You want to put inside true?
Yes.
Who is my best friend?
I knew that. There are going to be people now watching this video saying, I thought I was your best friend. So you are going to get messages. Well done.
I plead defeat.
No comment. Okay.
I plead defeat though.
Okay. Let me ask you this one.
How about I talk about the qualities that I like in friendship? Is that better?
Okay, I will allow you answer it. I'll allow you answer it if you focus on only one quality.
On only one quality.
Only one.
Reliability.
So I'm not allowing you to pick anything else.
Reliability.
Okay.
You have to be somebody that shows up. I believe in showing up for the people you love. You cannot say you love somebody and you don't show up for them. And showing up is not, because when people here show up, they think if you bill me, I have to give you money. It's not that kind of showing up. But you should be able to go over and beyond. Like, no pressure, but if you say you care about somebody, or if you say you're somebody's friend, they should be able to count on you.
Yep.
What I mean is, it doesn't mean you have to show up always. But I should be able to know that if didn't show up today, it's because he couldn't show up.
Yep.
Because if he could, he will. Do you get what I mean?
Yep, that makes a lot of sense. I can actually say that for my I've got these two brothers of mine that I love to death. And I will always be able to back myself and say, you know what, if it's a case of people getting an award for showing up, they will show up. There has to be an award. They will get it even without any notice or thought to it. So yeah, I completely can relate to that. Ooh, here's one. What do you do, or how do you fill your time when you're not studying?
That's the simple one. I cook, I bake, I try new recipes.
Ooh.
That's actually my favorite pastime. You know, when you're stressed and you want to do something, I actually like to try new things. I'll probably try, even if I can't eat all of it, I'll try it and then I'll start calling people. Hello.
Thank you. You are a good friend to have around, especially under pressure. That's what it means. My goodness.
So when I came here, you know the way people. Oh, another thing I do is I make long phone calls. I'm always on the phone. Always. When I'm cooking, I'm talking. So it's cooking and talking together.
You know they tire you.
I don't get choice. As one call another person back because I have to return it. So I'm always
Thank you again. Oh, someone checking phone. She has called it. Oh, but that's good actually. No, I think that's actually good.
I don't think I get bored per se because.
Okay, here's one thing then. Still on pastimes and all of that. Recommend a movie, a book, or song. No, don't complicate our life and give us all three. I said recommend a book, movie or song. And now she's flexing. You know what you're doing now. You know what you're doing now is a flex. You are checking your bookshelf because some of us don't have bookshelf to check.
There's a book I read, Night Bloom by Pete Azor something.
Is it romance? It won't pass. It's not love.
I'm beginning to you know, I used to read a lot. Like I'm somebody that I used to read a lot of novels, but I just excuse me, I just haven't had the time to read as much. But I'm beginning to fall in love with African prose again.
Ooh.
So I'm going back because I feel like, so here's the logic behind it. Growing up, from when I was a child, I read a lot. I read anything, name it. I read books. If it had a story in it, I'll read it.
Okay.
As long as it has a story in it. So you know, when you build like your imagination based on things that those authors have written.
Yeah.
You know, they talk about how the lovely jelly bean, and you know, they'll talk about things like, oh, she had marmalade, and you're just like, oh my goodness, marmalade, like you and your fish and chips and tartar sauce. And I'm like,
keep having me people. I didn't call her here to dig me, but it's fine.
I'm like, tartar sauce, oh my god. And then you then get to a certain point in your life where you try those things and you realize that those things are just strange, that probably don't taste good, but it tastes good to the person that is writing it because that's what they're used to. So I feel like when it comes to books and poetry, representation matters, and I think we should write more books that our as much as it's important for us to read foreign books, but I also think that we need to write books that actually reflect who we are as a people as well.
Next thing you will start telling me you are writing a book,
things that we can, like things that I can read and I can see myself in. Do you understand what I mean? That my child can read and she has an imagination, but it's something that she understands. Not you're imagining something that it's not natural to you. Like
good point.
I don't know. You shall get the gist.
Yeah, I do. I completely understand that.
That's why I've gone back to African prose.
Okay, that's a good one. That's actually a good one. So, what did you say the name of the book is?
Night Bloom.
Night Bloom.
Wait, let's not even talk too much. Let me bring it for you. It's just behind me. This person needs to run me my check. He needs to run me.
You are giving You are giving free promotion to the author now. Okay, let me see. Oh, it looks good. Ooh, looks really nice. Oh, can you give a summary of the gist though?
It's about two ladies that were sisters. No, they were cousins. They grew up together. But one came from a background of privilege and the other one came from
poverty.
Poverty.
Yeah.
And you know how you're going to your cousin's house, your cousin's mother is like, your cousin's family is paying your fees, your house is where you look forward to going during the holidays. It just showed how two people can be looking at the same thing but looking at it from two different lenses. So this other person was feeling like the cousin grew up, and as she grew up she became jealous of her. She's like, oh, she just became so jealous of me, and she became so this. I don't know why she was always angry at me and my mother. We used to be best friends. Meanwhile, this other one was being maltreated by the mother of the cousin, but the cousin didn't realize that. Did
not realize it. Yep.
She felt like, oh, my mother was training her to be a food and nutrition person.
Wow. That's an interesting one. So she was looking at still remembering things from the lens of a child.
Exactly. This one is so both of them were remembering things from two different lenses. And when you read the first part, you're actually angry with the cousin, with the poor cousin.
Wow.
Until you go to the second part of the book, and then you start to read from that cousin's perspective, and you just feel sorry for both girls because they were just two children that's like they couldn't have understood anything.
Do you get any, well, I'm not asking you to spoil it too much, but do you hear from or read from the mother or auntie's perspective?
Yeah, you get to, but before then you've actually, the auntie also had like a reason why she was like that.
Okay.
You know, had a reason why she was like that as well. Was it justifiable? No.
Okay.
Because it also teaches you that you will not always get closure.
Yep.
And that's just what it is.
That's interesting. And you know, it's funny you brought that up. You know, again, still reflecting on a few things. I used to grow up thinking that things were just black and white. It's when you study hard, you get good grades. It's when you go to university to become a doctor, you'll be successful in life. But now I'm seeing that things aren't always so black and white. And there's more nuance to things. There's a bit of gray, and it's not always. There's never really this is the way it's supposed to be, and everyone needs to follow this pattern. Even back then in uni, when I was in uni, everybody would keep saying, Chiku will be able to tell you how to score X, Y, and Z in the university. But although some of the recommendations I will have were general, it doesn't fit everybody's foundation. So you see some people back then, you will understand this, you know, the whole TDB till daybreak. They will read from 10 in the evening till 4 o'clock in the morning, and it didn't fit everybody's whatever, but you will copy that and you would feel like there was no tomorrow. You feel like your life depended on failure. So it's really interesting. Yeah, you're right. It's not always as black and white as people see things. So
I know somebody that was telling me about a friend of hers that when they were doing IT, the girl went to one of these prestigious makeup institutions to learn how to do people's makeup.
Yeah.
And they were laughing at her. She's one of the biggest content creators and makeup artists in Nigeria now.
Nice.
And she is making good money. She has gone on to like establish like a whole cosmetic business, do a lot of things. But at the time, that just did not make any sense.
Yep.
She was not a very academic person, but she was very strong with like, she was a very entrepreneurial person. But I feel like our educational system doesn't give us the opportunity to explore that as well. So.
Well, isn't it getting to that point now where people aren't sending anymore? I mean, with social media apps and things like TikTok and the rest come in and, you know, establishing themselves in Nigeria, people don't care. They just do what they need to do now. And they say the end sometimes, not all the time, justifies the means. So, I mean, someone like myself who would have laughed at the whole concept of content creation many years ago, I'm now making content, not because of people are doing it, but because I see the value in it and I enjoy it now. And
documenting memories as well.
Yeah, and now I'm actually watching and following those same people who I would have in the past laughed at and said, you know, no future ambition. NFA.
I like that you're also very aware. Like I feel like as a people we should be aware of our own personal biases as well.
Yep.
Like I think when you recognize that, it then makes it easier for you to make the necessary adjustments.
Why do you think you're on this show? You're on this show because I recognize that, honestly, Nengi, you've got potential. That's why I'm not really sure about, or let me not even say potential. You've already established things. You're more like a kinetic force. But it's like, as far as I'm concerned, I'm still waiting to. I was going, honestly, before I came on this podcast, I was hoping to look at your social media and just see content creation left, right, and center. So I was really disappointed. Not saying you have to, but in a way, I do feel like you've got that kind of energy going for you.
Really? I've always thought of myself as an acquired taste too.
Jeez.
I'm an acquired taste.
You're your own.
Your content creation, I'm like, from where to where?
This is when I'm falling flat on my head, because for all I know, I could be so wrong. You know, sometimes you're not wrong, but you know. You say you're not quiet.
I tell you the other thing that I did before I went back into nursing.
Okay.
Just so that. So after I started my company, I ran it for like a year.
Okay.
And then I stumbled on something called ESL, English as a Second Language.
Oh, okay.
So that's where you teach English to non-English speakers.
Okay.
So basically, like people in China, Korea, like other countries that English is not their first language. So you're basically working with international companies.
Yeah.
And you're earning in that currency.
Yeah.
So I did that for another year or two.
Nice.
And I was able to like pull a lot of people into it. So I have people in Nigeria now. Some of them you may know that are actually earning in dollars.
Nice.
So with everything that is going on, it's not really that difficult for them to cope because currency advantage.
Yeah.
So that was something I did. So that was then when I started doing that one, you know, there's a capacity that you step into that you're not able to think of what can I do now. So it was when I did that one for a year and saw, okay, now I can afford to consider other options.
Nice.
What's the next thing? So that's how I went into nursing. So
look at you beaming with so much energy and resourcefulness. Amazing.
Yes, so
wow.
That was actually very good for me because that then gave me, when you see me talking to you now and I'm able to do it, I'm comfortable. Yeah. That's what ESL did for me. So it's something that other people can research and hop on.
Well, you made a very good point back then in uni to not appear like you were nervous. So maybe you were just being very pretentious or deceiving people. I can't see any difference in you showing up now and you showing up then. Maybe you have a bit more. Maybe you have a bit more drive, a bit more oomph. But your presentation is still the same old Nengi, and I think it's a good thing.
I have a bit more oomph. I've always had oomph. What are you talking about?
No, but it's, again, this is me saying that there was only a capacity that I was only seeing. You know, when it is that a person has, I was only looking at true clouded lens or clouded vision, and then all of a sudden I take off my glasses and I'm like, okay, all right, okay, I admit there was something else there. So don't mind me. I'm just beginning to see beyond academia. Okay, let's ask you a few more questions. How are you going with your art?
If you see this, my art.
I'm sure people will see it and not want to come on my podcast again.
If you see this, my art. What's the name of that one? What's the name of that guy? The one that did the Mona Lisa.
Leonardo da Vinci, I think.
Okay. Let's say he's the one. Da Vinci has nothing on me.
I like that.
Again?
I like that.
Again? With this, my art.
I like that. Okay, let me ask you these other things, then you reveal your art. Do you like siestas?
I like sleeping in the afternoon.
Yeah.
When they were chasing me to have siesta as a child, I do not understand it. My adult life needs it, but I cannot have it. I need a siesta.
Wow. So things are so busy. So things are so busy with you now.
So then this is the hardest thing I've done in my entire adult life.
Okay.
I kid you not. So
wow.
I need a siesta. If you have time for siesta that you're not using again, I beg you.
Sorry, mine are all used up. I have this thing where and I used to do it back when I was in school. Actually, I used to sleep so much during the afternoon. And my classmates won't even understand what's going on. In the middle of lectures, I would just disappear and go to my campus quarters back then, and then just sleep, show up for lectures later on. So siestas have become a big part of my life. They are so much a part of my life that when I don't even want to sleep, I feel sleepy. I think my body has been so wired to it that a particular time of the day, I start to get grumpy if I've not had the siesta.
You don't sleep.
I'm telling you, so it's that bad.
You see why I say you should give me the one you're not using again. You seem to have it in
I want to use mine. Sorry, I don't have any to share. I crave sleep so much that it can. If I don't sleep enough and have my afternoon sleep siesta, I can actually spoil my day. That's how bad it is.
How do you balance that as a parent? Because kids don't want you.
This is the truth. First of all, I've got an amazing missus that takes care of the kids. She loves taking care of the kids when I'm sleeping. Obviously she's got her own thing going on, but when I'm sleeping, she loves taking care of the kids. But then I have such behaved children that even I am shocked. We go out. No, this is a confession. I there are times when we go out in public, my children and I see other children jumping up and down and punching people and being really, like children would be. And then I look at my children and they are so calm and collected. I start asking myself, what is wrong with you?
Who did they get it from? I know
it's not me. Don't start it, because I used to get into problem when I was younger. So it's probably my wife they got it from. But yeah, they are so well behaved that they allow me to be. They are not perfect, but they are honestly well behaved.
They're well behaved.
Yeah. Do you have a big family tradition, something that you would like to take forward? If you've got any plans of establishing a family of your own, is there something that you've learned that you would like to take forward?
Is it a problem that is all food related?
Nengi, I've known now that food is your poison. Literally, the thing that's supposed to give people strength is what is causing you problem.
Christmas, growing up, we would always cook in bulk, and people would always come and eat. When I moved to Lagos and I was living I and my sister were living on our own.
Yeah.
I still carried on that tradition. My house will always be where people came to. I love hosting people. To be honest, nice. I would rather there was a birthday party that I had that was in the kitchen cooking and people were eating and dancing in the parlor.
There is God. Don't they have conscience? You were in the kitchen, the celebrant, and they were.
I was more than happy to. I didn't really care, to be honest. I didn't really want to socialize. I just wanted people to eat and dance. So I still do that here to an extent, but it's just that a lot of people work, especially when you're in healthcare. There are incentives to work during the holidays.
Yeah.
So a lot of people work during the holidays as well.
Yeah.
So I still tried as much as possible to carry on that tradition. I still want my house to be where people will gather, like during the festive season. I really love that. I love the idea of hosting people. I like cooking for people.
Okay.
I've had to talk to myself to cut it down, but I really do like. So that's a tradition that I want to continue for a very long time.
Okay. Well, now I'm going to ask you the final question before we reveal our art. I like asking people then versus now questions. Things like, so the question basically is, if you don't mind sharing with us something you've learned on your journey that you are very happy to tell people about life personally with you. Floor is yours.
Basically, we already said something like that. Life is not always black and white. And if you believe strongly, if you feel strongly about something, I'm an advocate for speaking up for yourself. That's one thing I've learned, because you just might be helping the next person. When you allow people or things like, if you're facing a difficulty now, it may not be for you, it may be for some other person.
I agree.
So the way you handle it will determine how the other person that comes into that same space and faces the same problem would. Let me put it like this. You walk into a space, and somebody is trying to get you to do something that you're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
The moment you start to do it when you know you're not supposed to, it makes them think that they can expect that of everybody else. Do you get what I mean?
Yep.
But if you stand up and say, no, this is not right, this is not okay, let's do this instead.
Yeah.
It then makes it easier for another person
to do the
blend
same
in when they come and do the thing. So sometimes life is not all about you. You never know what's like you're doing now that may be affecting the next person that is coming. So always just look up. And if you're not comfortable with something, don't do it.
That's true.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
We did play. You send me invitation for that one day. Because I don't believe, or sometimes you talk with people and you see all the goodness that they are radiating, and you're like, okay, I see this one here, I see this one there. But honestly, that was a really amazing. All right, so we're at the final part of this now. Nengi, you are going to show me what you've made. I can't wait to show you what I've made and why I've made it. But there's something else you need to realize, that with this art you are making, I've decided to do something really interesting, because I have a website where all the art is published. Not yet, but all the art is published and I put prices on them. So I'm going to sell your art. That's the idea. So be ready, because after this,
I pity the person that wants to buy this art.
Look at you. When there are people out there, Nengi, there are people literally out there buying art that is just a wall of paint. And there was this art I saw once that was just banana and tape put across the banana, and if you know how much it is going for. So please just do me the favor of whatever it is you've done, make the art. In a few years time, when my channel blows up and my art becomes very relevant and very expensive, you and I will share the profits. What?
You run me my coins now.
Not coins. It's all going to be 50-50. All the artists who are making art on my channel, whatever it goes for, we'll split the profits 50-50.
You do not talk quick now. You for tell me, sis.
so that you spend 3 days making the art.
You do not talk it quick. Try and be telling somebody something on time.
Oh my god. Thank you, you're a character. Okay. Well, I'm ready now. Nengi, are you ready?
Now that you've told me that you want to send it, let me make the lines back. Just give me
At least now I can see the true nature of people when money is concerned. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so
oh my goodness.
Let me darken the lines. Okay.
Feel free. Are you ready? Okay. So
Wait. Let me be the one asking. What do you think I mean?
about
What do you think my art is about?
I think your art is something tells me it has to do with university. Something tells me it has to do with teaching. I hope it doesn't have to do with me, but that's what I think.
Oh, bless your poor heart.
What's your art about? Show it well. Oh my good. That is about food. You have, oh my goodness, you've got cherries there, you've got pizza, you've got skewers. What I think
cherry?
is
This is
skewers.
supposed to be like a candy stick.
Oh wow.
This is like an ice cream. Like
This one I'm getting. Please, I want a proper scanned copy of this. This is definitely going into my images.
and this
Nengi-
is chips.
Oh wow.
Pizza. Oh, this is like the cherry. Yeah.
That's what I thought was cherries.
And this is like a piece of cake that doesn't look like a piece of cake.
Oh Nengi, that is amazing.
And ice cream.
Ice cream. Yeah, I can see the cones of ice cream. What's the lower one on the bottom left? The bottom right. Yeah.
This one is like a cup of hot chocolate or something.
Wow.
The mug is like a floral mug, and then a cup of, when you do hot chocolate and they put whipped cream on it. That's at the top of it. So that's supposed to be whipped cream.
That looks amazing.
Thank
Amazing.
you.
Wow, Nengi. Okay, well, as you've done, I will ask you to do the same. What do you think my art is about? What do you think my art?
Something abstract. I can't think.
Wait. No. What do you think my art is about? I didn't get that.
I think it will be something abstract. Just a bunch of lines and things together.
I haven't tried abstract art. Not the way I want to anyway.
Oh, okay. So what do I think it will be about? Is it food related?
No.
My mind only thinks about food.
It's you related.
Ooh. Is it me?
No,
Is it me? Did you draw me?
No, I'm not that confident to start drawing people. I don't want to spoil a relationship. I don't.
You did not draw me. You did not draw food. You did not draw abstract. Oh yeah, show me the thing that you drew now. Let me see.
So, this is what I've drawn.
Oh my goodness. That's makeup.
Yes, this is a makeup kit. We've got some eyelashes here, cream, perfume, eyeliner, lipstick, and a mirror. And the reason why I did it is because you actually remind me a bit of a fashionista. So you seem to be into all of these things. And when you mentioned makeup, I was like, okay, no. It must be a makeup set.
That's so. Oh my goodness. That's absolutely. Oh. Now you make my pizza and this thing. Why did you tell me that you know how to draw like this?
I don't. I'm only practicing. But honestly, that's what this show is about. Most people come in and they think it's all about, being the best artist. But I think I just like to see. I want to interact with people who I've had an engagement with in the past, and through that make art, and then us just bonding because of that. And I really enjoyed my session with you. Honestly, Nengi.
I enjoyed it. It was actually nice to chat.
You see?
Sometimes it was nice. It's always nice to have a good chat. So.
It's always nice. Thank you so much, Nengi, for the time.
Welcome.
And I can't wait to have you back on my show when you start your podcast.
I'm not. I thought you wanted to bring me back. I'm now into art. Can't you see? This is the best thing I've drawn my whole life.
You better save it. No, honestly, because you don't know what is going to happen to it in future.
This is the best thing I've ever drawn in my
Oh man! Oh, thanks so much, Nengi. So everyone, let's really appreciate Nengi. She's been an amazing person to have on the show, and I can't wait to have you next time. Thanks again. Take care now, Nengi.